Did it all die, 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 did it die, oh yeah, oh, did it die, I die, did it die, I oh, did it die, I did it die, I oh, did it die, I did it die, I oh, did it die, 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 did it Okay. Are you able to hear me now, dearest friends? All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Shalom Aleichem, wherever you are. Tonight's Oxygen Night. We start off the week with an extra dose of oxygen so we can dance our way through this beautiful, beautiful journey called Olam Hazeh, as tricky as it is. Ay, 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 ay. Da 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 da. Ay, da di da do do. Ay, da di da do da di. Ay, da di da di da da da. Ay, da da. Ay, da da da. משודד התשובה הנולדת כבר, הנולדת כבר, ואם בשחקים עודנה צדודה, שמה נשמתך בצרור החיים. משודד התשובה הנולדת כבר, הנולדת כבר, ואם בשחקים עודנה צדודה, שמה נשמתך בצרור החיים. מאירה נדע ועונן כינורך מאירה נדע ועונן כינורך ישרו כל דרכינו יאזינו כל עלינו להם יד לבדיך ושבו וחיו ישמרו כל דרכינו יאזינו כל עלינו להם יד לבדיך ושבו וחיו. משודד התשובה הנולדת כבר, הנולדת כבר, ואם בשחקים עודנה צדודה, שמה נשמתך בצרור החיים. מאירה ישמעו כל דרכינו יאזינו כל עלינו להם יד לבדיך ושבו וחיו ישמעו כל כל הכאלה יזילו כל עלינו להם יד לברך ושבו Well, my chavre, Shavua Tov, I'm hoping everyone had a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh. And we have what we've tried to begin to do already, it's already been a month now, I think, on Sunday nights, 3 or 4 weeks, that is, where we let Rav Kook be the one that leads us through the beginning of the week at least. And every week when we come across, we take one passage and we try to, like we say, digest it and inhale it. What comes to mind is the teaching of the Alter Rabbi. The Alter Rabbi said that there are 2 types of thoughts in the world. There's the type of thought that when I think it consumes space, it takes up space in me. The more I think a certain thought, the less room I have to think other things. But then he says there's another type of thought, and that's the type of thought that the more I think it, the more space I have for more and more pure thoughts. Obviously, we run with that to the heksheh of, when I really love somebody, when my concept of love is real, there's more space in me for them. But the less that I really have true love for that person, the less space I have for them inside me. You think that's heavy? It's a million times heavier when I don't have space for real love in me for myself. The concept of love that I have for myself isn't really real, and it's hard, it's dark. So the less room I have to absorb the gift called Elokai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tehorai. And what we want to learn tonight is one phrase from Rav Kook, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, from, this is Orot Torah, the 11th chapter, 2nd paragraph, if you want to see it inside. I feel like a lot of a great sense of responsibility to share with you all that what we're about to learn right now, for the few minutes we're going to take this in, even if I'm able to explain it, I don't want you to think that I've actually mastered this. This is something that is so crucial, and in the world that you and I have been placed, and in the generation we've been placed in, what may have seemed to be easy work 100, 200 years ago, in today's day and age, it becomes like the hardest thing in the world. So I want you to listen really closely to these words. Adam hayashar tzarich lehamin bechayah. Adam hayashar tzarich lehamin bechayah. The person who is straight, the person who is just, must believe in his life. Does that mean
mean my life is worth living? What does it mean to believe in my life? A deep concept. Continues the Kohen Agadol, he says like this. כלומר, שיאמין בחיי עצמו, בהרגשותיו, ההולכות בדרך ישרה, מיסוד נפשו, מיסוד נפשו. שיאמין בחיי עצמו, believing in your own life, means to believe in your hargashot, that what you're feeling is real. Whether it's good or bad is something else. But that you are hargasha, what you feel in this world is something real. And believing that, listening to the innermost, deepest voice inside, Rav Kook says, is the voice that the Adam that's aware and in touch with his derech yeshara will follow. שהם טובים וישרים ושהם מוליכים בדרך ישרה. You know, a person has to believe that they're good, right? Say that, I know that. And despite all my shortcomings and failures and mistakes, whether it's shogeg or mezi, whether it's by purpose or it's by accident, a person has to believe that inside of him, he's made of good. And that this good is never concealed. It's never blocked away from, it's never locked away from the person. Because if a person believes that they're made out of good, out of riches, out of holiness, but he has no access to it, what value does that knowledge have? Eitz Hadat, it's not Eitz Chaim. Okay. Nothing's changed since the first primordial sin, where we're trying to get back to a place where we want to live what we know. So a person must know that all of their shortcomings, it's not rooted inside of us. It's not coming from deep down within. It's coming from an outer layer, an outer roved, an outer ring, not an inner ring of who we are. And this is why we begin every single morning by saying, Elokai neshama shenasata bi tahirani. God, the soul you placed within me is pure. And I know that maybe for some of you, you're wondering, why are we learning such basic things right now? But it seems that these are things that we think we live because we know them to be true. But if we really had guts, friends, we would spend just a month crying to Hashem that when I wake up in the morning and I say, Elokai neshama shenasata bi tehoirahi. That soul that you placed within me, I didn't create it. It's not my doing. It's yours, and it's pure. So Rav Kook continues and he says, well, how do I find my way back? How do I access the place in me that's good, that's pure, that's clean, that's, so to speak, untouched in a bad way? So Rav Kook continues and he says, HaTorah tzricha shetiyeh ner leraglo. Torah has to be a candle for your footsteps. The Torah is what guides us. For many other different people, special people, holy people, for them it could be that going to some far out ranch and sitting in silence for 3 months is the way that they'll come to this place which shows them what they're made out of. But we know that we have God's ratzon, so to speak. The will of God was given to us through His love letters, which we also call mitzvahs. So Rav Kook says, you want to get back inside to taste and feel clean? Open up a sefer. Cry over a sefer. Any sefer. She'al yada yir'eh את המקום ששם הטעות עלולה. We always say we want to learn from our mistakes. Rav Kook says, do you want to know where you fell? Not what your sin was, but what began the downfall. Rav Kook says, when you learn the power of the Torah, this is an amazing thing. And anyone that's been in learning knows this, and we should all be privileged to be in deep learning, sinking our teeth into some incredible sugya, into some incredible topic. So Rav Kook says, what ends up happening is that the learning itself directs you to the place inside of you which began to become unaligned. And that was the beginning. The Torah realigns you with that place of Neshama Torah. Neshama Shenasata B'Tahaydai. Shenifamim Teta HaNefesh B'Tohu Lo Derech. Rav Kook says sometimes, the nefesh can be on a sincere, genuine quest for authenticity. But because it doesn't really believe, or it's not really guided through the Holy Sfarim and our teachers, in the world of Torah, I can get to very, very dark places, and I'm really coming from a very good place. I just didn't go to the right place. אף על פי כן המעמד התמידי צריך להיות הביטחון הנפשי. Rav Kook says, nonetheless, המעמד התמידי, the place that we need to always work from, is ביטחון נפשי. A sense of holy self-security, self-esteem, in a holy way, in a humble way, in a very holy, proud type of way. You can't just start from learning Torah and say, well, one day I'll believe that I'm pure. Rav Kook is saying what a person must come from is that you must, whether you feel it or not, and friends, this is the trick, whether we feel it or not, to truly integrate into the way that we really, really know on the level of emunah, that even if I can't feel it, I am pure. What's stopping you from going there? Only then can you then go to the Torah, and the Torah will be that torch that takes you to the place which, like we said before, the beginning of the unalignment took place. האיש הישראלי מחויב להאמין שהנשמה האלוקית שרויה בקרבו. A Yid has to believe that a divine soul is within him. שעצמותו כולה היא אות אחת מן התורה. And the whole power of this neshama is like a letter in the Torah. It emanates from a letter, from a word in the Torah. Friends, amongst our people, anyone that's really made a huge, huge change and a leap, like a huge leap towards real tikkun olam, has been someone that mamish knows their way around the Torah. So please Hashem, fill our days, fill our nights with learning your words. There's so many people that have a deep desire to learn, but they don't know where to go. Please make it easier for them, Hashem. Make it easier on us. Shalom, shalom from Eretz HaKodesh. Thank you for being with us. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll see you this Thursday night, if not sooner.